Welcome to 1 Corinthians 13 Parenting. I'm Becky Danielson, a licensed parent and family educator, and this is my guest, Megan Stone of Stone Foundations of Learning. Today we're talking about study skills. You know, Megan, a lot of teachers and parents think if their kids are active listeners, they read the material really well, and they keep reviewing it, that they have all the bases covered to study and be prepared for exams. Is that true?
It's not. Those are very important things to be doing to learn the material, but I think we need to go a little bit deeper, and we have to look at what foundational characteristics support all of those great things. And those two things really boil down to knowledge and confidence.
How do kids gain more knowledge in those content areas in which they're in different classes, say in middle school and in high school in particular?
Well, when you look at knowledge, you really want to think about what is that. When we have gained knowledge, it means that we have that material, that understanding. It goes from our short-term to our long-term memory. It's basic brain science when it comes down to that.
Okay.
The way that they do that, or the easiest way to kind of think about gaining knowledge, is repeating that information many times, many ways. When you talk to students, many times they'll say, I've read the material, and they think that's studying. They think that's enough. And it's just not. You want to repeat it in many different ways.
And how do you recommend doing that?
I think instead of getting so hung up on trying this different trick or trying this different way, really look at how can they use all of their senses. And when they repeat it, do it a different way each time. For example, they can read it. That's one way. They're using their eyes. Then they can read it and read it aloud. So they're using their eyes, their ears, and their mouths. Maybe the next time they'll teach it to a brother or sister or a parent. So in that instance, every single time they go through that material, they're doing it in a different way and they're hitting different senses.
So then when they've mastered it, they really feel more confident. Tell me about the confidence piece.
Yep. When you go through that material, every time you go through it, you see if you remember it or if you don't, and you gain knowledge throughout that process. But the other important thing that you need to look at is taking some kind of a practice test. Most kids do not want to do that. They have a large fear of failure, and they do not want to take a practice test at the end.
Okay.
It is absolutely crucial that when you're done and with your knowledge gaining, and when you move forward to that confidence building, that they take some kind of a practice test.
Now that's really helpful in math, because most math textbooks have practice tests in the back of the book, correct?
They do, and you can get practice tests in the back of your book. You can get them from your teachers. You can get them many times online. You can also create them from some of the material that you looked at. As a parent, it would be a great way to help your child, not enable them, but help them to take ownership over that confidence building piece. But the crucial part is they have to grade it. They have to recognize what they understand and what they don't.
Okay.
Because then they can go into that exam feeling confident to say, I've got this down, I know it.
That sounds wonderful. Your children can take their God-given gifts and talents and use them well, especially when they're well prepared for exams and they succeed in school. Help your kids with great study skills. You can find more on beckydanielson.com, as well as information on how to connect with Megan and Stone Foundations of Learning. Thanks so much for joining me. God bless you and your family.